like scaling them? Like, what is better in what way? What is more rational?
Yeah. I would say like what is more rational? What justifies something more?
Okay, sure.
Like what would justify something to a higher degree, I guess.
Okay, well, I think infinitism is circular.
Okay.
All right. So since it's circular, it's irrational. Well, not irrational, illogical, right? And
No, not at all.
well, okay. Why?
Okay. So I wouldn't even like go as far as to say that infinitism is
Well, first,
circular. Actually,
explain infinitism. So we have like do we have similar like ideology of what infinitism is? Like, what do you think infinitism is?
okay, I would say that infinitism is an epistemic belief in which you would need like an infinite chain of claims in order to justify something, right? So say for instance I asked you, okay, what color are your shoes, right? You said red. I asked you, okay, why are they red? And you said like, okay, well it's because it absorbs all colors except for red, therefore it is red, because that's how colors work inside of our eyes, justified by science. And then I would go as far as to ask you, okay, why do our brains do that? So it's sort of an infinite justification for a claim, which would provide even stronger justification for a claim than I think foundationalism would.
Okay. Well, an infinite justification would not really make sense because you would just have keep going on and on and on forever into your original affirmation that you would need to justify wouldn't entail anymore, right?
Wait, how would it not entail?
Okay, so like, hold on. So tell me something you know is true.
Okay, I would say that I know that I'm 5'9" is true.
Okay. So I can ask, how is that? Justify that, and I can keep going on forever.
Genetics.
Yeah, and then how do you know that is true?
Okay, because my parents had sex.
Well, how do you know they actually had sex and you're not like adopted or like born out
Okay.
of a test tube? How do you know you're not born out of a test tube, nigga?
Okay, well that literally goes into epistemic humility. Like,
I know, but just listen. You see that an infinite regression, which would is a part of infinitism, right? I can keep asking you forever and ever and ever, and it really won't provide a justification for your original affirmation. But
yes,
in
it does.
no, it doesn't. Like, all
Yes,
right,
it does.
we can
Okay, okay,
continue.
okay, okay. Here. Let me. Can I explain why, or do you like want to get on something else?
Well, yeah. Explain why.
Okay. Do you know what a hypothetical syllogism is?
No. Explain it.
Okay, so a hypothetical syllogism would be like P implies Q, Q implies R implies S, therefore P implies S, something like that, right? So this would right, so this literally like goes into infinitism, okay? So like if we reverse this, okay, it would be like the conclusion, which would be, say for instance, like I am 5'9", right? It would go back on like, okay, well, let's go back. I forgot how like letters I put in there, so I'm not gonna make a whole bunch of claims for those letters, right? So I would say that this would just go back and it would justify itself. Or not justify itself, but I would say these claims would justify the original or the conclusion, right?
Okay, hold on, but just can we go back to this example? I said, say something you know is true, right?
Okay, I'm 5'9".
Okay, how do you know that?
Okay, because of genetics. Well, no,
Well,
hang on a second.
how do you
Wait, hang on a second. Let me give a more specific answer because infinitism has extremely specific propositions or justifications. Okay, so I would say, well, because I measured myself.
Okay, how do you know that measurement is accurate in any way? How do you know your perceptions are accurate for your measurement? I'm
Okay, no,
14.
no. Okay, actually, infinitism doesn't go off into like, okay, well, how do you know this is accurate? Infinitism is just a justification for like
Yeah, hold
why
on.
you did something. You
Yeah, I
know
know.
that, right?
Hold on.
Okay. Then don't like misrepresent like what infinitism
I'm
would
not
be.
misrepresenting infinitism. It's just an infinite chain of justifications, correct?
Yeah, exactly. No. Okay. Look. It's a justification, right? So infinitism is an infinite chain of justifications for the last claim. Okay.
Okay, all right. So you understand that an infinite regression, so I can just keep asking you why, and it
Mm-hmm.
would never fully justify your claim. It
Yes,
would
it
just be
would.
no, it wouldn't because in the
Yes, it
scenario
would.
we would just go on forever. You can keep explaining your answers, and I can just keep asking you why.
Okay, well, okay, well, still, like, okay, all of these claims, okay, hang on a second, all of these, like, justifications would justify your last claim, right? So, it's not saying, for instance, right, so...
Hold on. No, it wouldn't, because it never stops.
What?
It never stops.
No,
It would never,
okay, look.
never go back.
Look. Okay, look. Okay, right. So, infinitism, as we have already established, right, is an epistemic belief in which you have an infinite amount of, say, for instance, like claims that justify each other, right? So, me being 5'9", okay, I would say that because I measured myself, okay? Like, why did you measure yourself, or how did you measure myself? I would say, okay, well, I stood next to a measuring tape, or like, you stood next to one of those giraffe things on the wall that show, your measurements. Okay, and then you would just keep on going from there. It's not that it's supposed to justify your first claim. It's that it's supposed to justify each claim coming afterwards, which it does. Hence the name infinitism.
Hold on. So if it does not justify the first claim, it's useless.
The second claim justifies the first claim.
Oh, okay. But you understand that it'll keep going on forever and not really justifying anything, right?
Yes, it does. I just explained how.
Okay, listen. All right, can we go back to the example? Just listen. See how I just kept asking you, say something you know, and you just say that. It would just keep going on and on and on, not justifying anything. It'll just go on forever, unless there was some stopping point where all things are justified. But in foundationalism, all right, let's try the example one more time. Say something you know. Say something you know is true.
Okay, I know that let's say okay, I know that I know that my floor is carpet.
All right, how do you know that?
Okay, I'll go to say that yeah, let me pull up the definition of carpet. God, carpet definition. Okay, let's see here. A floor or stair covering made from thick woven fabric, typically shaded to fit a particular room. I would say that my floor fits this definition.
Well, who are you to make that like distinction or like claim that, to say that, that you fit this definition? And how do you know that definition is accurate? And how do you know your sensory perception is accurate enough to determine if your floor fits that definition?
Okay, look, you do realize, right, that I'm not one to say, like, I'm not one to say all of the justifications for these claims, right? I'm saying, okay, I am saying that these claims would have a justification provided by some, what?
The reason why I'm keep going is because
what? You're cutting out for me.
Cannot counter an infinite regression, because I can always keep asking you why, right?
And they all justify, yeah.
Hold on. No, but it does not counter infinite regression. But in foundationalism, however, there is a base layer which is axiomatic, which justifies all beliefs or all affirmations.
Okay, then what do you know is axiomatic?
Hold on, the foundational beliefs.
No. I'm saying, like, what claim do you know is axiomatic?
What claim do I know is axiomatic? Like, what are my foundational beliefs? You're asking me, what are my foundational beliefs?
No. I'm saying, like, what do you know is axiomatic?
Like, what do I think the definition of axiomatic is?
No, what is a claim you believe is to be axiomatic?
My foundational beliefs.
Okay, and what would these be?
Okay, that my sensory perception and my rationality will be
sensory
axioms.
perception.
Yeah, it's like
sensory perception.
How I can see, hear, taste, touch, and rationalize things. Those will be axioms. Those are self-evidently true. I can knock on this door. I can see the color black. I can touch the pencil.
Okay, hang on a second. Right. So your foundational beliefs would be your sensory perception?
Yes.
Okay, can you... Sorry, but I didn't follow. Why?
Why? It's because they're self-evidently true and how I base all of my knowledge on. Right?
No, they aren't. They're not. Okay.
Sensory perception and my rationality. So I can perceive. Hold on, listen. I can perceive that I have 2 bananas. My friend gives me 2 more bananas, so I can rationalize now I have 4 bananas.
Okay, look. That's how you realize. Oh, okay. Since you're saying that you're like foundational belief would be your sensory perception, right? So can you like tell me, what if, say for instance, do you believe time to be moving forward?
Sure.
Okay, since that's like an axiom based off of your sensory perceptions, what if it was moving backwards?
Okay, what if
You
I'll
cut
just
out.
be wrong in my
What'd you say?
analysis? Then I
Okay,
guess I'd be
exactly,
wrong.
right. Okay then, right? So that would mean that your sensory perceptions would be false. Therefore, they cannot be base axioms for something to be true.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that my sensory perceptions are self-evidently true because I'm able to base my knowledge on my sensory perceptions. That is what everyone bases their knowledge on. Their sensory perceptions and rationality. They see
No.
something or hear something, they rationalize it, they build upon it, then they see something else. Yeah, that's how you like to
Okay,
debate, bro.
okay, okay. Look. All right. So look, Zeref, you're saying that you build all knowledge off of a sensory
Yes,
perception.
and
Okay. Do you?
rationality
Okay.
and rationality.
Okay. Would you say that there's a way to justify sensory perception?
Yes, there is.
Okay, and what would
It's
that be?
axiomatic.
Okay, and I've already demonstrated to you as to why it wouldn't be axiomatic.
No, no.
Yes, I just told you. Okay, so I asked you the question, do you perceive time to be moving forward? You
Yeah,
said yes. And I said, okay, what if it was moving backwards? And you said, okay, well then I guess I would just be wrong.
yeah. But again, how does that apply at all?
Because then your sensory perception would be wrong.
Well, that's
Your
like
sensory
what if?
perception can, oh
That's
my
like
God,
saying
your
that's
sensory perception
hold
can
on,
also be wrong if you're
great,
like
great.
going through, say for instance, some like acid trip.
Hold on. What if 2 + 2 = 7?
Okay, there's nothing I can do about that, is there?
But you think 2 + 2 = 4, but what if it actually equals 7?
Okay, there's nothing that I can do about that, is there?
Exactly. That's see, you're just basing your entire debunk to axiomatic foundational beliefs off of what if. That's not a
Okay, and look, right? So, you're basing, right, your axiomatic, self-verifying foundational belief, right, or justification, okay, on something that can be entirely false, right? Your base axiom is something that's supposed to be self-verifying,
hold
right?
on. There,
Wait, no. Hang on a second, right? Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Your
all right.
base axiom is something that's supposed to be self-evident and self-verifying. It's supposed to be something that is like objectively true, right?
No.
What?
Well, yeah,
No.
sure.
Yeah, if it like okay, right? So in like saying that your sensory perception could be like has potential to be wrong, then you would be saying that this is not an objective truth.
I'm
In
saying that
turn, like
no,
debunking
no. I'm
foundational
saying that in
beliefs.
your what if scenario, it would be wrong.
Okay, then oh wait, hang on a second. Are you saying that time doesn't move backwards?
No, it doesn't. Hold on,
Okay, okay.
hold on. You
Well, what
understand.
justification do you have for that?
Hold on. Yes, because our knowledge of time is just based off of our sensory perception and our rationality. It's because we just rationalize a sequence of events and we just call that time. We just know that people get like wrinkly and like look disgusting the longer they exist for. So that we call that age. We see them getting like old and gross, right? So we just call that them aging. We just base all of these things just named are just based off of like our sensory perception.
Okay,
You
look.
can't even actually prove time is some objective existence like outside of the mind. No, it's not. It's just something. It's just like something we called like a phenomenon we just named based on our sensory perception and rationality. So it would still
Okay,
link back. So time does
okay.
not move backwards.
Oh my God, look. If you're like in okay, look. If you're saying that all sensory perception can be interpreted in different ways, right? Then when okay, so then I could say okay, well I perceive time to be moving backwards. Can I not?
Yeah, sure. Let's say you perceive time to be backwards, but like, what would that feel like? I don't know what that is. Like,
I
sure.
mean, I mean, our time could be moving backwards.
Listen. All right, I'll agree. Sensory perception is subjective because some people are colorblind, some people hear different, right?
Exactly.
But
They can't be base axioms for something.
yes, they still can. It's
No,
because
they
people.
can't.
Yes, they can because people can still see
Why?
different. They can like see different things when they look at the same thing, right? It's just
Okay.
because. Hold on. they still base all of their knowledge on sensory perception and rationality, no matter how, if it's different or not. If you're blind and I'm not blind, right? And you still have all your other senses and your rationality, you would still base your knowledge on your other four senses and rationality, even though our sensory perceptions differ. Sensory perceptions would still be the foundation for all epistemology.
Okay, look. Would you say, right, that a self-verifying axiom for like the foundation of all knowledge? Would you say that like what this justifies, or the knowledge that it justifies, would come to be true?
Not every single piece of knowledge would come to be true. No.
Okay, cool.
Because remember, it's subjective. Basically, not subjective. It can differ from person to person, right? So let's say like some crackhead smokes a DMT, right, and sees like a talking frog, right? He altered his sensory perception, and this is how he gained the knowledge. Because not all knowledge is true. You can understand that, right? Some people actually believe to be true, like the Earth is flat, right? That is their knowledge. They believe the Earth is flat, right? But that's not true. Not all knowledge is objectively true. So even if our sensory perceptions can justify all knowledge, but it does not necessarily mean all of that knowledge is true. Like,
okay, right. Okay, so if you're saying like that all of this knowledge that our sensory perception justifies is not true, right?
It's not all of it. Some of it's true, some of it's false.
Okay, yeah. I never said that it was all true. I never said it was all false. Okay. Right. So in saying this, right? So say for instance that crackhead smokes that drug, right? And he comes back to that same spot the same day, like say for instance like 30 minutes after his high wears off because he needs to go get something to eat. Okay. And say for instance he sees what was your example again? Was it a frog?
Someone's talking frog.
Okay, and he sees that frog again and it's not talking at all. Right? His sensory perception would be contradictory, would it not?
Yeah, but like again, he was altered his sensory perception earlier, right?
Okay. Okay. What?
Well, let me finish.
Okay.
Right? And with that altered sensory perception, he had the belief that this talking frog existed. That was his knowledge at the time. And then later, when he knew he was not being altered by this drug, he can create the rational, rational decision that, oh, that drug fucked up my shit. So the frog doesn't exist, right?
Okay. Look, I don't think that like somebody, say for instance like a crackhead, someone that's been doing drugs since they were like 12, right? I wouldn't say that this person can rationalize at all. Have you ever seen a crackhead walking down the road?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever seen a crackhead like make a handgun at somebody and point it at their neck?
No.
Okay, I have.
You have like weird places, bro.
Dude, I live near Atlanta. Yeah, I have some weird places. Dude, I've seen a crackhead take a bubble gun, say it was real, and shoot it up in the air like he was gonna rob a store, right?
Well, I'm just saying that no matter how messed up or different your sensory perceptions are, it still bases all of your knowledge on. Because crackheads, they can have like fucked up sensory perceptions, but everything they know is based off that weird ass sensory perception. That's why to everyone else, they're like, why is that nigga eating like dog shit off the side of the road? And he thinks it's a burger. Okay. Right?
Okay, for everyone,
because their sensory perception differs so far from everyone else that they're like considered crazy or whatever. That's their knowledge. Like, have you ever watched Dr. Phil? Where like women come, like there's this one girl who said, "My father's like Eminem," right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. She's basing that knowledge off of her sensory perception, and it's so altered and different from everyone else's that she's considered like delusional.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. Well,
wait, my bad. Yeah, she did. But her sensory perception wasn't altered at all. She wasn't being delusional. She was basing. Yeah. Look.
Different.
Yeah, exactly right. So she was basing like her not foundational, but she was like justifying her beliefs with something that is completely false, right? So this goes back to like what you said before, like something inside of like your foundational belief would be an axiom, right? It would be like undeniably true. Okay.
No, only the foundational belief is axiomatic. Only that.
Okay. Yeah, I never said anything outside of it would be axiomatic. Okay. So if we like established that an altered sensory perception could be false, right? And this like contradicts your first belief.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Because you understand you still have a sensory perception and rationality.
Okay. Okay. Look, also, right? If anything, okay, so if your sensory perception is capable of being false whatsoever, like you've already admitted that you're capable, like your sensory perception is capable of perceiving things in the wrong way. Like time could be flowing backwards right now. We just don't know, right? I could be speaking backwards to say, for
See,
instance,
the thing is,
wait, hang on a second, hang on a second. Let me finish.
all
Right?
right.
I could be speaking backwards compared to like some person, say for instance, like hypothetically in the 68th dimension. Oh no, not in the 68th dimension, but somebody that knows that time is flowing backwards inside of this reality. Okay, right? So basing an axiom off of something that could be false, I don't think that's a justified foundational belief whatsoever.
You're not understanding. You're applying that our knowledge is axiomatic, which no, it's not. We
No, I never said that. I said that your
oh my god,
foundational belief could be false.
bro. You're saying that we could be experiencing things wrong, right? Like we could be experiencing
Uh,
time backwards. Well, I mean forwards when it's actually backwards, right? You
yeah,
said
this
that.
would make your sensory perception false. Yeah.
So that makes your knowledge about time false.
No, that makes your sensory perception false. If
Listen,
you can't perceive things to be true, or you can't perceive things in a way to be true, then your
listen,
sensory perception is false.
listen. You understand? This does not change the fact that all of our knowledge is grounded and based on our sensory perception.
Okay, and I'm saying that our sensory perception, right? Saying that it could be something that is okay, he's muted and deafened. Okay. Cool.
I mean, definitely muted.
Somebody no. Yeah, I heard that. It's probably his mom. She does this a lot.
Now, Greg, what part of the A you from, bro?
Oh my God, dude. Okay, look, I'm not gonna like tell you where I live, right? But I only live like an hour and 30 minutes from Atlanta, right? And my mom, she loves to go to the city so much. So we went there one time just to eat pizza, literally just to eat pizza, okay? And then she goes, right?
Yeah.
And then she goes, and then she takes us there, and we had to walk down, and we had to like walk down the streetway. They were like broken down houses. Like I remember one house, it was missing half a
He was in the
door.
trenches.
Dude, like one house was missing half a door, right? And like the windows were boarded up. And there were
You don't
steel
know
plates on
nobody.
the side of it, dude. Like it was crazy. And then this guy just came out of one of it. Like there were like these people on the street corner, and one of them, he looked like he's been on drugs since he was like born. It looked like his parents gave him methamphetamine whenever he was out of the womb,
You lucky.
right?
You
Right?
lucky
And
in the trenches.
and then like he pulled out this bubble gun, and he stuck it straight in the air, and it just started. And at first I thought it was a real gun because it was painted black, right? I was like, oh no, he has an extended mag, and it just started squirting out bubbles. Dog, I was confused. I have had to struggle make out, trust me. I used to be from like what you would call the trenches, I guess. Not anymore though.
So you've been eating struggle meals. You've been trapping on this bitch. You've been in those trenches. Great.
I guess.
Let's just go to conclusions really quick. Cause like I have to do something for my mom.
Oh my
You
bad.
have to
Okay.
what?
Wait, hang on a second. I'm not like done making any of my points. Do you want to finish this later or something?
Just make like nigga, how many points do you have?
I have a few more to make.
Let's just
and
go to conclusions, nigga. Let's just go to conclusions.
Oh my God, but it would be an unfinished debate. I don't want to do that.
I don't give a shit.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right, you want to start? Or do you want me to
Okay. Okay. Who do you want to like let judge?
start? Who wants to judge?
I don't know. Listen.
Okay. I don't really think anyone knows IRL that well. You just want to like
Bean Man,
give it
you
to
judge. Bean Man, make out.
Okay. Bean Man said that he doesn't know much on IRL. Make out. You just want to like give this to Jay.
Nigga, Jade won't judge.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Who would you think Bucky would judge this?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Possible.
Wait, I thought my nigga left the court.
No, I talk to Bucky like all the time.
Uh,